Today marked the end of what had been an unseasonably warm December. Seemingly constant rain and temperatures in the double figures had persisted for weeks, but finally the cold had come, and with that a forecast of snow over the Cairngorms the previous evening. So we set off northwards to a car park just north of Bræuw on what was, for us, the last chance of the holiday period to find some sort of proper winter weather. My overzealous planning had given us plans A, B, C and D to choose from, depending on how the conditions revealed themselves to us on the drive up from the south. The initial view of Carnleith and Ben Bræuw from the A9 showed a covering of snow, but not as much as we might have hoped for, so we decided to continue the push up the A9 in the hope of heavier snowfalls towards Drumnachta. Unfortunately, the snowfalls we could see off in the distance were of a similar nature, and we decided to turn back at the house of Bjæuw and head back to Bræuw and the old Bridge of Tilt. I reckon this indecisiveness had cost us in the region of half an hour, time we couldn't really afford at this time of the year with sunset due before 4 p.m. Regardless, we were back on the original plan up Glen Tilt, which itself has numerous places to camp, a subset of plans if you will. Plainly I'm guilty as charged for overthinking things, but I stand by the fact that in winter it definitely pays to be prepared. The weather can turn against you in a surprisingly quick fashion in the Cairngorms. What you can't really tell from this footage is that the wind was seemingly getting stronger and blowing directly down the glen from the northeast. Still we pushed on, passing the marked salmon fishing beats and the somewhat busy Forest Lodge. Once past Forest Lodge, the glen takes on a slightly more desolate tone. No more inhabited dwellings exist north of the lodge these days, but we ventured across a well-maintained bridge to the old ruined steeling of Bjæuw. This location figures in the story of John Stuart, who was to be the last man hanged in Glen Tilt in 1630. It was said that Bjæuw was a location where Macintosh's gillie or servant escaped to, then subsequently raised the alarm of his master's murder, and this was despite having been stabbed himself. A manhunt ensued, and eventually John Stuart was hunted down, tried and hung at Hangman's Knoll at the base of Glen Tilt. Nowadays the Hangman's Knoll is marked by the Bjæuw pillar, erected in 1755 to mark the spot of the last public hanging in these parts. I'm happy to report that Bjæuw was home to no such drama on this night, with just a couple of mundane bikepackers providing the evening's entertainment. Right, it's on. Hello there. Sorry I haven't done a piece to camera yet, and we've already got the tent set up. It's just been one of those days. It's been manic and full of indecision, and we drove past where we were supposed to turn off and then came back on the A9, and yeah, it's just been one of those weird days. But anyway, yeah, I mean, you'll probably know we're in Glen Tilt, somewhere that the channel's not been before, but we have several times actually. It's a fantastic glen, and we've been looking forward to coming up here again. So yeah, we've been up, start off down Old Bridge of Tilt, up past Marble Lodge, which is a great little place which we've stayed at before actually. You can rent it out, so or they rent it out to you, whatever it is. But yeah, anyway, so somewhere that we know reasonably well. We didn't get as far as we thought. We were going to head up a bit further up Glen Tilt, but there was quite a bad headwind coming up. It was forecast headwind, we knew that, but it was gusting up to 30-35 mile an hour, and it was just getting cold, and it is freezing, even though there's not much temperature wise. It's only about -2. I don't know, my hands are cold, my feet are freezing, but you know how it is. But so yeah, anyway, tent's up, the sun's still, well, you can see down that way. Yeah, anyway, we've got the drinks are on, or have been on. In fact, I'm just going to pick mine up there. Excuse me. Mrs. High Bike Scotland's away to get some water. from the River Tilt, so that'll be good, and then we'll get dinner on. But, I don't know what time it is. I mean, sun's just gone down. I think it's 10 to 4 or something. So, an early dinner, I dare say. Yeah, it's I don't know when this video will come out, because my editing prowess is of questionable at some time, but it's it's the 1st of January today, so 2025, so first camping trip of the year, and we thought we'd get more in last year. I've just come off, well, I'm still on 3 weeks getting Christmas leave from work or what have you, and but it's been raining for a month anyway. I don't know, so this was kind of the first and only opportunity, and even then the weather's, it's not perfect, let's be honest, but in fact there's some snow coming up there, I think, but we'll see. Anyway, the forecast is okay, fairly benign tonight, so we should survive, and then we'll just head back down tomorrow, I think. No heroics, we're both feeling it. Too many mince pies over the festive period, but anyway, we'll keep you better informed going forwards from here, but okay. Unfortunately, I had temperature-related equipment failure, so I'm having to bring you back the following morning, despite my promises to keep you better informed. Anyway, as you can see from the footage, the weather was much the same as the night before, but this time there was no battling against the fading light, so we had a slow start to the day. Got the kettle on for breakfast and coffee, all the while taking in a sense of calm that I think you can only really get by waking up in these wild places. Right, we're morning there. Time to take down the tent and what have you. We've had breakfast, coffee, 2 coffees. Yeah, last night after I took that piece of footage, the camera battery just died. I think it's just struggling with the cold, so anyway, managed to get it charged back up in the tent later on. I put the camera in the sleeping bag, what have you, but it was one of those nights where I had dinner at about 5, and in the tent by about 6:15, and it's pitch black and ready for bed, ready for sleeping sort of thing. So did actually fall asleep and then woke up a little bit later on. But yeah, I mean, the weather's it stayed the same, kind of. You know, there was a few stars out last night, but only very briefly, and behind cloud a lot, so I didn't bother taking the camera out again. But it was nice. So a long time in the tent, I think about 16 hours we reckoned. It's a bit of a sore back. In fact, this is quite good for it, sitting like this or something like this, but no, it's good. Anyway, so yeah, pack up this stuff and head back down. I mean, nothing too fancy. It's a bit windy, it's cold. It was toasty in the tent. We managed to get the temperature in the tent up to, according to the kind of thermometer we've got, up to, I think it was 8.9 degrees or something, and it was like about 0 minus a half or something out here, so I think that was a success. It was quite toasty in the end, so no complaints. We were taking things off more than putting them on, so no, it was good. So another successful little camp. But anyway, yeah, I better get on with this. The wind's starting to bite a bit, and we'll bring you back before we go. Okay. Right, okay, that's us ready, packed up. I don't know if you saw, there's a wee snow shower that came through there, but it was just quite amusing. But anyway, it's off now. There's a bit of blue sky up above. So anyway, we're going to bash on. Leave no trace as usual. Remember, do that, or we'll set about you. But right, Shall we push on or jump on, pedal off? Right, we'll bring you back anyway as we go. See you shortly. Well, hello there. Yeah, obviously we're not at the car park anymore or on the trail, but back at the house. So, yeah, when we got back to the car park, it was heaving. There was people kind of, driving, prowling around, looking for spaces. So we didn't want to hang about and mess around with cameras and stuff. We'd rather sort of free up our space and get on our way, if you like. So, yeah, we did that, and then the backlight went up, and my boys were coming across for dinner, which we weren't really expecting. So yeah, we just ended up having to pivot away from all that and supermarkets and meal planning and getting back down the road. So yeah, I'm sorry about that, not managing to finish on the trail, but yeah, just a little wrap up that trip. It was great. I mean, we wouldn't go that far up the Glen, for all the various reasons we talked about, but it's lovely. I love Glen Tilt. If you haven't been, totally recommend it. Yeah, I mean, it's suitable for, it's quite easy, basically. There's only one kind of small gradient, and that's just right at the beginning. After that, it becomes fairly doable all the way. You can go much further than what we went up to Bedford Bridge, and I guess further on as well if you want. So, yeah, lots to see and do in Glen Tilt. Highly recommend it. Anyway, I think I'll just close out the video just now. I've got my coffee, and yeah, unfortunately, it's the morning and I'm going to be working in about 10 or 15 minutes. So I'll finish this and I'll let you get on. Hopefully you can join us again soon for the next one. Right. Thanks, bye.